And I'm going to welcome everybody. Why don't we make a very quick round, names, anything that we want the community to know. And well, why don't we start with you, since you're to my left and I'm going to do clockwise. Who's on the left?
I just wanted to make sure we
So
were.
why don't you start just by introducing yourself?
Maggie, you want Maggie first?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, that's my eyeglasses.
Yeah, what?
Wait a minute.
Well, you unmuted. Why don't we start with Miriam? Hello, Miriam.
Miriam Rabner, MJHS Hospice and Palliative Care. I'm a resident of Riverdale and I'm in the aging cohort myself. And thank you for meeting. I reviewed the resource guide and I have some comments.
Excellent, excellent. Sharon, I will move on to you. Well, you're still.
You can't hear me?
We can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi, so I'm
Sharon.
Sharon Asherman. I'm the director of the Older Adult Center at the Riverdale Y, and I'm a community member. And I'm not a Riverdale resident, but I live pretty close because I live right over the Broadway Bridge.
Margie, anything you want to tell us?
Sure, I'm Margie Shustak. I formerly was working at Riverdale Senior Services. I'm sort of retired, but I'm doing a lot of consulting right now. And I live on 555 K-Park, so I'm a resident and I'm an older adult like Miriam.
Okay, Lily. I don't think I know you, Lily.
I'm Margie.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
You know Margie.
This is my this is my first meeting. And I work for Center Independence for the Disabled of New York, for the program called NY Connects. And what we do, we assist people applying for, it's not a NY Connect housing though. We assist with housing applications, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP certifications, GREE, and we can also be utilized as a resource center. And I'll put my information on the chat if it's okay.
Oh, please.
We don't have a chat, but you can email it to the board.
Oh, okay. I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Terrific. And Alexis.
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Alexis Remy, and former resident of Riverdale, and of course, Mary Ellen Gibbs' daughter.
And okay. And Georgia.
Yes, I'm Georgia Santiago, and I've been a member of different organizations there at Community Board, and I am an elderly retired. So,
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, I'm sorry because I have a very bad cold. So.
Yeah, that sounds like it, yeah.
Audrey.
Audrey Balcom. I'm here representing the Hebrew Home for the Aged at Riverdale. I don't live in Riverdale. I live over in Woodlawn, so neighbors. And I've been in the aging space for my entire career. Actually, my first volunteer job at 13 was for Niagara Hospice up in Niagara Falls, New York.
I love the concept of aging space.
Yes.
I think that's great. Okay. And Mary?
You speaking to anything or no, just a picture? Okay. Let's see. I'm a senior citizen, and I'm involved in any number of community activities, numerous, union and all kinds of things in our house, our buildings, the co-op. And I have been always very, very involved.
Merritt and Doyle and Mary and Alexis and Margie and Sharon are all community members.
Yes.
Which means that you all can vote on whatever happens here because you've come at least 3 times. And Doyle, I see you've unmuted. Tell us, lady, what's going on?
Sure. Doyle McCarthy. I live in Riverdale in the Spuyten Duyvil section of Riverdale at 80 Knowles Crescent. And I'm part of a movement now to restore and maintain the stores near us
Yeah.
at Knowles Crescent.
That's in the newspaper today from the Riverdale Press.
Yeah,
It's a huge issue.
Mm.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Right.
Jill.
My name is Jill Towns. I don't know what else to say. I joined this committee because I've been the sole caregiver for my mother for the past 5 years, but pretty much the past 10 years. Just got worse 5 years ago with COVID. So I also take an interest in this committee because I'm a senior citizen as well. I work for the courts. I still work. I'm an attorney and I am very in touch with the issues that this committee deals with.
Okay.
Missing anybody?
Let's do roll call.
Hello, I'm
Barbara.
Council Member Susan Zhuang. I'm the new agent here. I'm representative of Southern Brooklyn, but I'm very happy to see people from Bronx too. I think you got the most active community board. I did not see any of my local community board has a separate aging department, and I love to hear whatever complaint you have, whatever I can do for you. Just let me know, and our office is always stand by to help every single issue.
We're
What's your
very
office?
excited to have you. And as soon as I finish the stuff, the business, I'm gonna really introduce you, and we'd love to hear what is on the legislative agenda that we might help advocate for. But we gotta approve the minutes and I've gotta do roll call.
Okay.
Okay, roll call. Barbara Kale here, Lou Chong, Rabbi Bob Kaplan, Georgia Santiago. Georgia?
Here.
Okay, Jill? Doyle?
Here.
Yes, here.
Jacqueline? Aubrey?
Here.
Miriam? Merritt? Yeah. And Lily Lopez is here just for the minutes. And anyone else that I've not,
Alexis.
Alexis.
I's here.
These are board and community members, that's one. Okay, we more than have a quorum. Any questions, comments about the minutes of the last meeting? Motion to approve?
So my name is spelled wrong somewhere in there.
I'm sorry?
She said her name is spelled wrong somewhere in there.
Like a misspelling of her name.
Oh dear.
Mine
Okay.
too, but I don't think that invalidates the minute.
No, that's not right.
That's not my name.
That's not right.
We have to get it corrected.
I will, that's
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay. Now that we've got those, and I will change the spelling.
I think it's right in the attendance, but in the body, there was no E after the N.
Okay.
To Jill Towns, said something like that.
Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as amended with the names?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, all right. Moving along here.
Mhm.
Chair's report, what I did. Actually, you know what? Let's have the guest speaker, and then I can give a quick chair's
Yes, that would
report.
be good.
It'll fit in with what we're gonna do with the other business.
Barbara, can I just interrupt? I'm having trouble hearing you and the people in the room. I hear everybody else on the screen very well, but I'm having trouble hearing the people in the community board office.
Sharon, can you hear me?
Yeah, but hardly.
Hardly, okay.
There must be some adjustment.
Is that the?
Is there something we can do to?
Is this the speaker? Is it turned on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how about this one?
I don't know
Is
if
it
other
on?
people online are having that issue or it's
It's
just me.
not as clear as the Zoom to Zoom reception.
Right.
Can you hear me?
No, she's not hearing.
I can hear you, but just not
Can
as
you hear me
clearly.
better now?
It's muffled.
Can you hear me better now?
I could hear
Yes.
you guys fine.
You can hear us fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Susan, are you ready? No.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome. What I think I had in mind, at least as chair, and I think it's okay with the other people, is I would like to know what sort of legislation is coming up that we might pass a resolution to support, so that we have our council members representing District 8 back here.
Who is your council member?
Eric Dinowitz.
Eric Dinowitz. He's a very nice person. So right now we are working on the budget because in March, now it's February already. We are preparing March. We will have a lot of hearing about the needs of seniors, what budget we can get, what's the focus on New York City. I'm still just started, so I like to hear from everyone instead of just I tell you what senior needs. You guys know better than me. And also, right, the first hearing we will have is about how much capital funding we can allocate and which area, which senior center need updates of elevator or flooring or roofing or whatever needs in the senior center. That's the first agenda in our meeting. And in the next, in whole March, we'll do a lot of hearing with all the senior groups, what they need. So we can advocate for more funding for senior and the senior services. For me, I have 3 agenda. The first is food and security. There's a lot of senior lost their food stamp and some stolen because SNAP benefit get stolen. And I personally introduced a bill last year to require 311 to start recording HRA stolen benefits, SNAP benefits stolen, because since September 2025, HRA no longer keep the record. And then the federal government said, we don't know how many people get food stamps stolen. So there's no record at all right now. So I want to push 311 to take a record, and HRA should send the information about food pantries, food assistance nearby their home. That's the first thing I'm working on. And also, I want to make sure all the seniors have food on their table. Every time we have food pantry, I see majority people waiting in the line are seniors. No matter how cold the weather is, no matter how hot the weather is. So food and security definitely issue. And the number 2 issue, I did a survey between all the city council members is senior living, senior housing. Because right now the city are very expensive, not only just for seniors, for everyone in average. And for seniors with fixed income, it's extremely hard. A lot of seniors live in the basement, cause a lot of health issue, such as asthma. And I want to advocate to more funding city can allocate to build more senior housing. And also with housing, on top of housing, I want to see every single senior when they cannot do the basics themselves. I want them to have caregiver next to them, able to help them to do the basics and do everything possible. And the third thing we are work on is social connections. A lot of time. Go ahead. Anyone have a question?
That's the fourth thing.
That's okay. That's fourth thing. We have social connections. A lot of like when the weather is so cold, seniors cannot go to senior centers. I want to make sure senior have access socially online. My daughter, 8 years old, she has the idea iPad for kids. I think kids have too much iPad. We need to make sure seniors have access to iPad. Not only just have access to iPad, I want to implement more training in senior centers, teach them how to use iPad. And also I see there's another issue for food stamp because a lot of seniors come to my office, they don't know how to lock and unlock. So we want to have more senior tech training classes in all of New York City. So senior can connect with each other even they don't get out their house. So this is 3 top agenda I have in my list. If you guys have any suggestions or anything you think I should focus on, let me know.
That was 5 subjects.
Okay. Sorry, I lost the count.
I won't hold you to any number, council member. I think, the more we can do for our older adults, the better. As Sharon will tell you, I volunteer at the Riverdale Y many times a month, and it gives me great pride and joy. I used to do some work with the Bay Ridge Center down in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
That's near me.
And I just such great opportunities to support food insecurity, social connection, etc. One of the things I want to propose to you, and just to take it back, I know we have a new commissioner on aging as well. New York City Aging put out a white paper recently about the next round of funding for the older adult centers and the naturally occurring retirement communities and transportation. One of the observations that I've had as it relates to the NORCs is that the limitation on the building size is that you have to have so many people. And there are a couple people here in this room and on the call, Doyle, Barbara, myself, have identified buildings in our community that collectively could come together to offer NORC services in partnership, with an older adult center, and could think about how to bring greater access to NORC services through a variety of buildings. And I'd really encourage us to think differently about how we can bring NORC services to more people, even if they don't live in a 500, 600 unit building.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. I represent part of Southern Brooklyn. We do have a lot of nonprofit organizations. They come to me, they want to have more NORCs program in the community. I'm totally on board.
Yeah. Well, I think a great example was the Bay Ridge NORC was successfully expanded to include the entire community a couple years ago. So they're receiving state and city funding for that. And I think, some additional funding maybe to pilot something with a couple buildings here might be really interesting for us to think about. So thank you. And thank you for your leadership and support.
Thank you.
What can we do to make it easier, for example, to create a neighborhood for a NORC? In other words, when applying, not just one building, but as a neighborhood. I understood that we could apply as a neighborhood. So how can we make that easier? Is there something in the regulations that you might suggest, or is there a piece of legislation you might propose?
This is NORC program. It's a contract. usually if the city able to give out more contract, that's something city have to give the contract out first. It all depends on funding and it depends on what city's agenda. Of course, I will advocate for NORC program, and if it's become a community NORC instead of just building, maybe we can have some pilot program. See what's possible there, what we can bring to the community. Definitely, it's a area we should do study on.
Is there something, so we need to work with New York City agent for that. That's not that's on the regulatory side. Is there something we can do?
Yep.
So I hear
You guys can come to testify when there's a hearing. So we need more voice, definitely, and also more letters write to different council members because New York City has 51 council member, and also we have a mayor. I know mayor definitely have his own agenda. I did not see too much about seniors. I want to make sure he doesn't ignore our seniors.
Can I just jump in there too? Because I think what you're saying is really important, given what the mayor's also talking about in terms of this huge billions upon billions of dollars budget gap that we have right now, where he's already asking all of the city agencies to start with some immediate cuts. So really, it's, I think, really important for us to understand what's the best way to advocate and to get people in the community to advocate for what's needed. We've traditionally a lot worked with Live On New York. Certainly Sharon, you know, and I, in terms of the centers we were working with, does that. But in terms of advocating, like, what do you think will help to change both the mayor's mind in terms of focus on aging and anything else that you think we should do from an advocacy standpoint?
Definitely, when the rally, we need more people and also more letters go to mayor. And on the hearing, definitely, everyone needs to sign up and speak up for the issues. The other side, I want to point out, mayor talk about $12 billion gap, but a lot of time he did not count a lot of savings and also income from the city. So he's saying about $12 billion gap, but I don't think that's that big gap there.
I think he just lowered that gap slightly because he said that he got more money, I guess, from Wall Street and from something else. So I think he lowered it by like $4 billion or something.
Every single mayor, when they start, they always complain there's a gap there. They will figure out. There's a way to figure out. This is just his strategy to use, try to increase the tax and make sure every single one have a cut. This is what his plan. So it's different from my agenda. My agenda is make sure we advocate for seniors, the social service they need, the housing they need, and also the services and the social connections, all type of services basically for seniors. We cannot forget those people, they fight and build our city. We cannot just forget and don't provide the service to seniors.
Doyle, you've got your hand raised.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone here at this meeting have the best contact? Because I'm going to be meeting with a bunch of people this weekend, and I'd like to start inundating the mayor's office with letters about needs for seniors. What is the best way to contact them? Text? Email? Letter? What?
Emails.
How?
We will find, we're gonna find the contact information, and also the new commissioner of aging will start in March. Definitely send her a lot of information because I look at her background. She looks good on paper, but she did not have direct contact with a lot of seniors.
Susan, what you could do? what you could do is you could communicate with Barbara Kale and she could send it out to all of us.
Okay.
Yeah. Send it
Okay,
to the
very good.
office,
the address.
and I'll make sure everybody gets it.
Thank you.
And you have the office email, right? You have the email for the office?
Susan.
Susan,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sure.
yes. I didn't hear you well.
That's
I
okay.
think you guys already have my office contact information. That's how I get the invite.
Yeah, yes, but the point is that we want the best way to contact the mayor. And if you could
Right.
Okay,
send us
we
that-
will find out the information and then we will email to you.
I would also
Oh.
suggest, I'm sorry, that it would be good, and I think we talked about this before, to invite somebody from Live On to come to the meeting, particularly the part of Live On that focuses on advocacy. I think that would be very helpful.
We work very close with Live On.
Yeah.
I just attended their event last week.
Is Live On, someone tell us about Live On or how we can communicate with Live On.
I can get to the
Sure.
information.
Yeah, I also used to work there, so I have some connections there also.
And I've got the website and can pass it on.
Okay.
Merrick, you wanted
Yeah,
to.
I would like to
I
say,
assume it's in the sheets here.
I wanted to say that whatever we do, whatever outreach we should do, it's got to be multilingual. Because as people who came in from other countries and people who are generally used to speaking another language, whether it's Russian, Chinese, or any other language, we've got to be able to reach them in a way that they can understand it. Somebody was talking about those, what is that thing called again? This piece of tablet and other kinds of things like that. You're talking about teaching people who are elderly how to use such a thing. And then on top of it, there may be a language barrier. So I think it's very important in both written materials and any other types of activities that they're catering to the people who have other languages. Secondly, when you do have city council hearings, I have spoken in city council for other things. A lot of people would speak about it if we knew when it was. And that's things go on in city council. Nobody ever knows what's going on unless somebody tells you.
Right. I think Live On will be able to tell you very clearly when things are going on at City Council.
Are we on their list? Am I on their list? Is anybody else on their
You
list?
can join their list if you go online.
Okay.
Can we have someone like in your group in charge and send us everyone's email address so we can definitely put you on the loop when we're gonna have the hearing, what's the topic about, anyone want to testify, we can sign ahead of time, anything you guys need. And also I'm working with Live On and also AARP. We're gonna have rallies and then we can let everyone know when you guys should come and then we advocate together.
Terrific. Is there a way to give testimony by Zoom?
Yes.
Or does it have to be in person?
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
council has Zoom. The
Great,
council has Zoom.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll send everything to everyone.
Please. And Jalen from the office is going to send you a list of the people on this committee.
Very good.
Anyone else?
Georgia.
Georgia has her hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry, Georgia.
Yes, I would like to know, since I'm the only one that I know of living in Marble Hill, I have a question here, because I would like to know how to go about advocating to get others to participate, not only that way, but also that the center here has been closed.
Okay, which center?
Marble Hill?
Marble Hill.
How long has
Okay.
it been closed?
As far I've been sick, so I'm not bringing that up to get out of it, because my neighbors have told me that it's been closed now for like 2 weeks, I believe.
Really?
I don't understand why.
Construction, maybe there's a big
So
construction.
Marble Hill still works out of not my it's
Marshall, I
subcontracted
think
from Montefiore Marshallu Community Center, so we need to reach out to them and find out what's going on.
Okay.
That's scary.
Okay. I'm gonna find out why.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you.
Great. Other questions, comments, anything else that we want to add? Thank you so much, Susan. It's been a pleasure.
Very
We
good to meet you,
really
everyone.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And you'll be getting information on our list from Jalen, and you can send us information. I've got a note
Okay.
and we'll give what we're looking for as well.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Can one of you guys send me everyone's contact email, and we will put you guys in touch. Thank you. Very nice to meet everyone. Hope to see you guys in person.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay. That is very exciting.
Very good.
I should have known, that one could do testimony.
I
by
did
Zoom.
a testimony. Oh, they can do by Zoom. Yes, we did it by Zoom too.
Yeah, I didn't know, I should have known that, that's great.
But you have to register.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Well, when I went to give testimony on 2 occasions, once I was registered and once I wasn't, but not on Zoom, in person. But and when you get there, if you go and you didn't register, you just put your name on the list.
Yeah.
And they can get to you, but they may not promise that they'll get to you. But we went in and we stayed until 9 o'clock at night, and I was one of the last people that gave testimony that night. Those who were dedicated stayed.
And we'll get a Zoom link. There will be a way for us to request a Zoom link.
Okay.
And that's how we can
Oh, the
register.
Zoom
rather
links
than in
run
person.
individual, if I'm not mistaken. They don't let a group. Okay.
No,
I mean,
we'll get the information from Susan as to how to request the Zoom link.
well, what's his name? Eric Office knows all that stuff.
Okay, we can get.
Eric's
oh, that's
office
brilliant.
downtown knows everything on this stuff, because I got a lot of that
So I will
information
ask.
from him.
I'll ask
Yeah.
Eric,
Eric's
and I
office,
will get
in the
that.
downtown office, they have a downtown office. I mean, I don't know if this office over here knows what the downtown office does.
I didn't hope his office here.
Well, there's certain things downtown that they.
But I'll-
You know.
Okay, good. Any, before we move on to the resource side, is there anything else that we want to?
I think we should mention the supermarket situation over here, and not to mention this other one in the Spite and Nival thing. I think it should be part of our record that we are reflecting about those 2 situations, since a large number of them involve senior citizens not being able to walk or go to any other place. And the one that's here that's out of business, they've not Eric. Jeff Dinowitz put out a piece saying that he already has arranged, or with other people has arranged, to get someone to replace it, but it'll take about a year because they have to renovate it and blah, blah, blah. And
I understood that had fallen through.
oh,
It
I
was
understood
fine
it's still.
there.
Oh, that was after Fine Fair. After Fine Fair, there is another.
There
Of
is.
that I understood, but I could be wrong, but I understand there's one after Fine Fair. But also the one that's in today's Riverdale Press is in here about and it's still been in the news too, about the one, is it Spite and Dival, the place where the road splits over by
Knowles Crescent.
Knowles Crescent, right? That whole development over there, they even say here that there's no cash machine in that whole area, that anybody who has to get cash has
Well,
to
there
take
is
the bus.
there is a cash machine. There's 2 cash machines. There's one across the street at the, I don't know what you call it, the cigarette place. Yes, that's next to the pizza
Restaurant.
parlor.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what the press says. Oops.
Well,
That's
that's
not
right
what-
across the street. I live at 555. That is really
Yeah.
the beginning of Knowles Crescent. So
Right.
there is one
That
there,
would-
and there is
Okay.
one, to be honest, at the Century. So you can go to the Century, but it's wholly inadequate.
Yeah.
You know, that, and if that place is closed and it has very weird hours, you really
Mhm.
don't have like any
But
options.
they have a big article in here today about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's bad.
But I
It's
think we
really
should-
bad.
I think we should mention this in our notes
Mhm.
and know that although there's nothing we can do about it today, that we are very well aware of it and that, you know, it impacts so many seniors in our district.
that's a great idea. I'm gonna, maybe we should ask Farah how we might craft a resolution.
That
To
would be
help.
good. Support that thing, right?
Is it Dinowitz who's trying to?
Yes.
To help Dinowitz.
Yeah,
Let me
Yeah.
talk to Farah.
yeah. And
I know he's the right.
did you see this thing yet? Or you might,
I-
okay, because it's quite a bit in here about that. Yeah.
Let me
There
talk
may
to
be other
Farah.
places too and on the internet.
Well, we can only do
Doyle has to.
so many resumes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
About 8,
No, I meant-
10 years ago, Eric Dinowitz was the chairperson of the aging committee, and he fought for the Chase branch to stay open, and he wanted at least a few ATM machines. And we sent resolutions, and we were totally united in a loud voice, and we got nowhere.
Right.
Right. And they tried to get Richwood Bank in there too. Richwood was gonna take it at one point, but they couldn't.
Julie,
So just to update people, Jeffrey Dinowitz has introduced a bill in the state that will penalize the 2 landlords at Knowles Crescent who are leaving spaces open because they get tax breaks for that. And he wants to terminate that.
That's wonderful.
So I suggest that Jeffrey Dinowitz be the person that's contacted. If he wants to contact his son, he can. But he's very involved with us, and he's probably going to our next meeting. And I am meeting this weekend with members of the committee that's working on this next meeting, which is after the January 29th meeting, which is going to be, which is written up in the Riverdale Press, which is going to be
Yeah,
in
it is in
late
there.
February or early March.
the next North meeting.
No, it's
What's
not
the-
Newark. It's about the mall and the stores.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, let's leave that. Okay. Julie, you've had your hand up.
Yes, hi. I'd just like to mention that the Economic Development Committee has been working on
Yes.
both the locations so that,
Right.
Barbara, if you can get information from the board office on all the work that's been done and the publicity and everything, and possibly the 2 groups can collaborate.
Thank you. Yes.
But they have been working diligently on both the
Yes.
issues.
Should we try to do resolutions both on Knowles Crescent and the supermarket, or focus on one?
Well, both separately.
They're
They're both-
working on
Yeah.
they're working on both.
Yeah, they're both sort of the same issue. They're the same
Yeah.
issue of there's
Close
stores
it.
across the street.
Right.
We'll have the
okay.
office give you the information, Barbara, because they've done a ton of work on this already.
And the piece about the vacancies that you were talking about, that we can do something, if anything, towards supporting Dinowitz's legislative piece about those vacancies, because that would be, if they're getting away with it over here, they're getting away with it all throughout the whole city.
Correct.
And
it's
that
a
may go to
problem
the
throughout-
mayor's
You're
office.
right. And it's a problem throughout the city.
Yes, I'm going to talk to the office. I'll gather all that information, and for our next meeting, we can talk about a resolution.
Thank you.
What do you?
Yes.
Very
Should we
good.
make some?
Okay, I would like to move on if I can, to the resource guide.
Yes.
It has about 15 minutes. And I wanted to move on to the resource guide. What I did, this is the chair's report. What I did was I did 2 things. First, I got together examples of the formatting for the resource guides, but before that, Jill had done some work on health. Aubrey sent me some stuff. And I did some work on caregiving. That's the other document that I sent you. There we go, caregivers.
I was gonna say we have to get
So
bigger.
in general, what we would have for each category. This is caregivers. We have a quick overview. This is rough. I have not. It's a draft. I've not polished it. I'm not going to leave the AI overview quite the way it is. But an overview, and then moving down. Oh no, moving at the bottom of the overview, I'm suggesting that we have contact. Overall contact. No, that, I don't think that's the whole document. There we, that's not my latest version. All right, we'll live. At the bottom, we would have a.
Look now, see what she's got now.
Yeah, no, this is not my latest version, but we'll manage. At the bottom of the overview, we would have what we've been talking about is a single point of contact. But I wouldn't call it that. I use a different term. First contact. That's a lot more fun. And then under that, we would have I can't believe I sent you the wrong one. We would have short descriptions and I wonder, you know what, I think, because we're not going to get too far looking at this. I'm going to send it to everybody.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it on Google Doc as well.
So
Let's look.
I have a question, Barbara, if I may ask.
Always.
We got a draft of it and I looked at it. So there are whole sections that need to be updated and edited. It has all about the Metro card. That's no longer valid. Omni needs to be in there. About mental health, Mosaic took over the Jewish Board of Family and Children's Services space on 239th Street. So how do we list the areas that need updates, edits, etc.? Where is there a collection point?
Yeah, exactly. I think a Google Doc, you'll all be able to edit it. And at the last meeting, I suggested different people who might take the lead on a particular area. I'm taking the lead on caregivers. Aubrey took the lead on housing. And so if you take the lead on that area and make the changes on the Google Doc that we'll all share. And let me know if you have an issue with that, if there's a problem. The other thing is, and also, of course, if you see something that needs updated, like the Metro card, let me know and we'll make sure that gets updated. And we'll do that maybe in the office.
Let me speak again for a quick second. Last night I attended the health committee's meeting here, and they were talking in detail about this mosaic and taking over from the Jewish organization,
Right.
and they're coming out with something. I don't know exactly what.
They have a single point of access for mental health.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to let you know since you're mentioning that.
Let's get back to,
Okay.
let's look at the format,
Mhm.
the other document. And what I did was I put together examples of the formatting
Right.
from various resource guides.
I like this
Is it-
format.
I do too. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to send everybody, and I'm gonna post it on Google Doc. On the left-hand side, what I would do would be have a very specific description of what that particular place offers, rather than a more general. Let's go to down further. This is the Bronx Borough President, and it's just simply a listing of places with updated information. This is Prince George's County, and they took the opposite.
Maryland, yeah, Maryland, that's in Maryland.
I think that may be more than we want. I just took a quick look, but the idea, I think, is if we're talking about a particular service, then we want the person reading it, okay. They offer this, does not, they offer a range of services, blah, blah.
So like for an example, if there's a section on older adult centers, you might have the information on the Riverdale Y, the
Yes.
address, the phone number, et cetera. And then as you're describing it, instead of saying an older adult center that provide, you might say they offer home delivered meals, transportation, Sharon, help me out here, socialization.
We offer education, and we offer congregate meals, education, or lunch on site, education,
Yeah.
recreation, transportation, and
Kosher lunch on
Yeah.
side. That's important.
Yeah.
Put the kosher word in.
Yes.
If we're talking transportation, then we should put Riverdale Senior Center and the specific transportation help they give.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. It's not a bad idea to have the overall where we're talking about senior centers.
Yeah.
And they
But-
also take trips to different places.
If it's, yes. But if it's under transportation, we want to highlight the transportation. If it's under food, we want to highlight that.
They're taking trips up to shopping places. What's that place upstate? The one where people go shopping, and some other place.
Palisades?
Let's move down a little bit. And this is Senator Kavanaugh's. And again,
Just list.
it's very limited. All it is a listing and phone numbers.
Is that right? Yeah.
So I think ours would be a far advance.
More specific.
Aubrey, I see the wheels turning.
No, I like where we're heading with the first one, where you've got the name and logo, sort of the umbrella. This is the category, right? Seeing older adult centers.
Right.
And then you've got, okay, well, who are they in our community? And then specifically, what services do they offer? I think that's helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I'm so mad at myself. I was in a rush and I sent you
Okay.
The wrong.
wrong.
When you email it to me, I'll email it to everybody.
And there are
That's
more
fair enough.
resources. Caring Kind should be listed there for caregiver support groups.
Yes. Under caregiver support, there's respite care. There are several Alzheimer's groups. There are several groups that offer social support, all for caregivers. And so I have grouped them along those lines.
Yeah.
I think to Miriam's point too, calling out some of those those key descriptors that might really resonate with some folks, right? So whether it's kosher meals available or Spanish speaking available, or whatever the case may be, if we know that information and we can confirm it, it might be helpful to the end user. The mental model I use for myself is I always think of my great grandmother and my grandmother, and I don't live near them anymore. And so if I were helping them, and they're no longer with us, but if I'm going back a few years, if I'm trying to help them, I'm going to a guide, I'm going and I'm finding services that can help them. That's been my model. I'm taking myself out of the sort of provider clinical space. I'm putting my hat on if I'm helping someone I love, or if I was helping myself too, that, what are some of the things I'm looking for? And I think Miriam brings up a good point.
Yes, absolutely. And that's also helpful just for older people, the younger old,
Yeah.
who can use this on their own. Without that. But I think to look at the intermediary, we want to make it helpful both for a provider and a family member who's helping.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can I say something for a minute?
Yes.
Okay, last night, this purple bag that's over there, the Alzheimer's organization came to speak here, and they would be willing to come to speak to our committee individually if we want them to.
Okay, thank you.
The name of the lady is probably in there. I forgot what I did
Yeah.
with my neighbor.
It's about painting the Bronx purple, about dementia and Alzheimer's awareness.
They said that the Bronx has 62% of people, more than any other borough, of Alzheimer patients.
Yeah. Okay, is there anything else? If I had sent the right thing, we would have had more to discuss. But
May I ask you, Barbara, and the committee members, my colleagues, could you send us a list of who is spearheading which area of the resource, guys? So you mentioned Arbery Housing, and I don't know if it's Jill who is going to do caregiver support. And then if I have a connection or an idea, I could send it to them and say, would this be includable? Is this something that you think meets the criteria for inclusion?
Yeah, I
We
think
could
that,
we could always copy you, Barbara, so that you are the final arbiter and say a or nay, or somebody from the office, whichever way you want to organize it.
no, that's great. When we went through the possible categories, I had people listed.
Right.
But this is much better or more efficient. I will get that out in the next day or two. Absolutely.
Barbara, do you want to just, you want me to just send her the email that you sent with the list of names in it? When you originally did that, it was an email from you.
Yes.
Suggesting that people spearhead certain things. Do you want me to just forward that to her?
Absolutely, but I think it's easy, what Miriam is asking is a list, there are, say, 10 categories in the resource guide with the name for who is gonna take.
Right, and you had that in an email, is what I'm saying.
I do, but I'm
I don't
describing
think we had
for-
enough chairs
simple.
assigned. We need subcommittee chairs assigned. And I'm throwing out an idea. I didn't see it in the resource guide.
Not, let me mute.
Funeral homes and burial information. That's a huge topic for older adults, and there is a lot of fraud and scamming. And maybe, I don't know, I bring it forth. Should that be a category?
Yes, it is. But Julie, you've been patient and I may not have seen your hand was up.
Oh, that's all right,
Okay.
Barbara. I'll be very quick. I just wanted to follow up on what Merritt was saying about last night's meeting. Since she mentioned it, you can also put a link. The office can cut out that the presentation since it was referenced today, and they can put the link in your minutes so that people can see the presentation. It was very informative. And Tamika was her name.
Yes, it's Amika, and she will
Yes.
come out and provide all kinds of materials if we want it.
Right, but we'll move forward because I know you're pressed for time, so they could put the link in. I just wanted that stated. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. What I'm gonna send out to make it very easy and clear, because the names got lost in that listing of categories. It's just, here are the 10 categories. Here's who I propose to take.
Don't propose. Just tell them we're taking it. Tell us we're taking it. Aubrey, you're gonna do it. There you go.
I will put my professor hat on.
There you go.
This is it.
You want that A? I expect it to be that.
Yeah, but I've got students who said, "Well, I deserved it. I took so much tuition.
I
paid a
deserve.
salary."
Did you do the work? No, then you don't deserve the A. Right, Alexis? Thank you.
There you go. That's right. You got that, Alexis.
I think it's you, Alexis, that's laughing. I don't know. The Zoom got really small. I can only see one person at a time.
Yes, yes. Okay, we could take that there. Oh, Jalen's not here. We'll take that. I think I really try hard not to keep it. So it's 5 o'clock.
Yes.
I think I've got a good handle. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, they all got.
I've got a good handle of what I need to do. I will be sending things out. And any other new business or anything else people want to add before we say good night? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Thank
So
you.
moved.
Thank
Second.
you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.